7. And we are going to take a right.
And right onto L5037.
That's 10 kilometers. Come to this junction here. And it is straight through. Another intersection. And continuing straight ahead. And there is a left here. Welcome to Doneda Park. Doneda. We're at the location. It's on this one. You come up here and then you have your parking on the left. Lots of parking, lots and lots of parking. Many different bays there, as you can see. Go over here. So there is ample parking. There's even more parking over down there. More up that way. Bathroom facilities. That's very nice. Also a possible changing area. Here is a map of the location if you want to take a screenshot. And I'll see about doing some most of the walking here. See what kind of areas we can get to. Not sure if you're planning on doing a gazebo again this year. It has. That might be an okay location, but it's probably far away from the shoot locations, so we'll see. So wide open field with trees at the back, trees in the foreground, path here, and a forest. I don't know if you can see in there. I'll go in there in a second. And then that's just off the main trail to the car park. Here is just another section here, but this, I'd say a lot of people be walking here, but you do have forest area there. Nice cool old-fashioned gate there, bit of Photoshop right there, but don't worry about that. And that is leading off to the castle here. That's the castle. It is fenced off, so there's only a portion of it that is accessible, so I might have to be sharing and caring when it comes to taking shoots here at this location. But it is a nice castle there. Bit of Photoshop if someone wants to remove the fencing. I'll take your shots from over there, so plenty of room. Just you're going to have people walking by here, just bear that in mind. That is the old castle where we were, and then if you just come around here to the left side facing the castle, you have this one here that's more exposed. And that's probably it, because that's a lot of nettles in there and fenced off and doesn't look that well there. There's an old wall there, goes down for a good bit. From this castle here to the car park just back there is probably about a 2-minute walk. There's another open field there, Taz, that might be good for a gazebo. It's only a 2-minute walk from the car park, but a bit closer to the areas. Now I'm going to go this way. There is also a nice big tree there, and I'm going to check out a few areas this way. Nice single bench on its own in the forest. And for anyone wondering, it's 9:38 AM and the sun is right about there. And then there's another bench there on its own. I can't guarantee that car will be there. Another bit of a trail, kind of looks more older fashioned. Might be good to get a model further down there with a nice long lens. She's going to be backlit because the sun is that way, but again the sun will probably go that way. Another walk area just beside it, but this one does have kind of a bit of an overhang tree area as well, so that might be nice. And then some access to some forest stuff right there, and the castle is just there, so again it's not too far out of the way. Cool tree, I don't know if you can see it, there's a nice big tree trunk there, and this fallen over tree. And then coffee shop, very important. Coffee shop. Have this cool little house here. Now I would be almost as tall as it to about here, so just for your height. And just across is another smaller one just there. Another small little area here in the forest. This is very low light as well, so my ISO is a bit higher. And it's very small, so just watch out for if there's any photographers and models in the background. Again, more area here, some light fading in here as well, to look out for that. And I'd say we're probably about 4 minutes walk from the car park at this point. Maybe 5 if you're carrying a lot of gear. We are now here. We were here. So this is about 4 minutes, so you can kind of do your calculations. That's a 4-minute walk. Probably an 8-minute walk to there. So do your calculations. So you have this cool rock formation with a tree growing out of it with the roots. That could be very good, but this is very very open, so it might be tricky with that light. We have a park bench. We have another park bench. Bit of forestry and a little trail. Some trees. And there is a lake just there, but I better get a better shot of the lake. Here's part of the lake, if your model is brave enough to go into it. There's some lily pads there as well. Make sure you have a CPL filter as well. I'm not sure you can see much of the reflection there. And then out. Now this looks fairly shallow, but again there's rocks, there's branches and stuff in there, so be very careful with the model. And that's just a little section of it. There's more of the lake that way. A nice opening with a nice green backdrop there. More trees and bushes, very big open field. And then we have another park bench right about there as well. Have a log just on the edge here, so it's not too deep. It's only a few steps in, and then you can get that effect that she's in there on her own. You can do a bit of Photoshop as well. Now you can see more of the lake behind. That's the lake, but I don't know how deep it is in this section here. It is lovely. Maybe even over from that side there, you probably get better from the lily pads. Lily pads? Pads. Here we have a cool tree on its own. Yes, I know, doesn't look the best here, but there's another tree there. I don't think you can get too much into it. This one here is just on a footpath, so you might have people walking by, just FYI, and it looks like a bridge up here. And yeah, I don't know, roots with a tree. That's your 360 of it. There's a little forest trail down there as well. And then we're coming up to another little bridge. If anyone left their sodas behind, we have plenty to spare. And there's the bridge. It's not really that impressive actually. It's, yeah, you might be able to get something out of it. It might look better the other way with the light. And there's a small river. And maybe you get something that way. It looks a bit better. Looks a bit cleaner. And you have a trail off this way. So far the trail looks like this for a good bit. Doesn't seem to be anything popping out. So probably this is about 8 minutes walk from the car park. That's 8 minutes here, 8 minutes there, so that means you have 40 minutes of shooting time. And then if you're setting up lights and coming up with a composition, just be aware. So at the end of this trail we have some benches. We have a memorial, so please be advised to be respectful. And then this forest here, hold on, I'll go in a bit closer for it. It's a, what would you call it? Uniform? You know, they're all in parallel. So you might get something interesting there. Come off to the side, you can see that's all down in the line, so you might get something within there. just to the side of that forest, you have a nice little trail that could be kind of an ethereal kind of theme. Looks that way. Then this way you have another path that goes from forever, and you have a wall that's down there, and then here you have access to a forest. Light doesn't seem to be getting through too much, so it's going to be a dark shot. So we are up here, I think. Don't know how, I thought it came a different way, but that's not too far actually if you go back that way to the car park. I'm going to continue back down to the lake and have a look around and have a look at these forests, see what else we can find. Rain clouds may or may not be included on the day. Back at the bridge, and then we're going to go left as if you were coming across it. So you have a nice bench here overlooking the lake. I don't know if you can get effect into that. Rain is not included on the day, it's not a guarantee. Another bench looking out onto the rain, onto the rain as well as the lake. So I'm going to park up here for a minute, but yeah, that's the lake there. It doesn't look too clean, but maybe when I get around to the other side, which is closer to the car park. Another forested trail there, kind of ethereal look. You might have the model in there and some greenery all around it. And then that's the path here, so there'll be a few people walking around. There's a tree here again. This mist won't be here on the day possibly. And then we have two benches sitting by themselves by the lake, looking out over it. This section here, there's a bit of easy access into the pond, and it also has the lily pads. There we go, got the name right. Close enough to the shooting anyway. Yeah, that's it. Okay, this might be easier to get the model in, and there's kind of little crevices, little sections we'll call them. And you step down and then it's just kind of a walk in, and then some lily pads there, bit of a hanging down tree as well, that could be cool. And then over here we have, I don't know if you can see it in this shot, I'm trying to stay dry, there's like a root of a tree there and a stump, so you might get something over there in the shot there. And a few park benches and tables, stuff like that there, and a walkway where people will be walking by, so just be wary of any pedestrians walking by. I'm not sure if you can see, but there's kind of like a castle mounted there, and then there's a wall back there, and we're right beside the car park right there. So that's like the car park walk is down that way, the castle is up just there to the right. You come up here and there's a little kind of thing, so keep an eye out for it. It's kind of hidden, so just watch out for that. And then I'm going to check up around this area as well, close to the car park. Right beside the car park is these kind of gates. Cannot guarantee they'll be open on the day. And I'll just check out what's on the other side. That just looks like a long trail off. And there's a bit of a wall there. And a car, I can't guarantee that'll be there on the day. And I'm getting soaked, so I'm going to probably call it at that there.